There are 5 entry gates at an open-air concert. This bar chart shows how many people went through each gate. How many more people went through gate C than gate D? Well, first, let's work out what these little lines on our bar chart represent. To get from 0 to 100, we have 2 lines. So that means each line represents an increase of 50, because 100 divided by 2, because we have 2 lines, or half of 100 is 50. So now let's find how many people went through gate C. We can find the bar for gate C, go to the top and then look across, and we can see that 250 people went through gate C. And if we look at gate D, so that's this gate here, we can see that 100 people went through gate D. But the question asks how many more people went through C than D. So we need to find the difference, and that means we use subtraction. 250 minus 100 is 150. So that means 150 more people went through C than D. Now, how many gates had fewer than 150 people go through? So 150 will be this line here, so right in the middle of 100 and 200. Now if we draw a line across, we can see that A is less or fewer than 150. B is not, because the bar goes above 150, and C is not either, below 150. But D is fewer and E is not. So the question asks how many gates, and we can see that that's gate A and gate D, so that's 2 gates altogether. Each card on the left matches one on the right. Draw lines to match the cards which are equal in value. One has been done for you. So we have 3 times 6, so 18, and 9 times 2, which is 18 as well. So these cards are equal in value. So now 10 times 5 is 50, and if we find the answers, then we can match them up later on. So 10 times 5 is 50, 5 times 8 is 40, 9 times 10 is 90, and 5 times 20 is 100. That's because 5 times 2 is 10, but then if we have a 0 in a multiplication question, we need an end 0 in our answer as well. Now 2 times 25 is 50, and we can work that out using short multiplication. 50 times 2 is 100, because 5 times 2 is 10, and if we have an end 0 in the question, we need an end 0 in the answer. And now for 3 times 30, we know that 3 times 3 is 9, but we have a 0 on the end, so that's 90, and 10 times 4 is 40. So now that we know the value of each card, we can match them up. 10 times 5 and 2 times 25 are both 50, 5 times 8 and 10 times 4 are both 40, 9 times 10 and 3 times 30 make 90, and then 5 times 20 and 50 times 2 are both 100, so have the same value. 2 clocks show the same time. Tick them. So let's work out the time on our analog clocks. We can remember that the hour hand is the shorter hand, and for this clock we can see that the hour hand has gone past 10 and hasn't got past 11, so the hour will be 10, and then if we look at the minute hand, we can see that that's on the 6. But we multiply the minute hand number by 5, and 6 times 5 is 30, so the time here is 10:30. The hour hand, the short hand, has gone past 10, and the minute hand is on the 6, and 6 times 5 is 30. Now for this clock here, The hour hand has gone past 10 but hasn't got to 11 yet, so the hour will be 10, and then the minute hand, so the longer hand, is on the 9. And if we multiply the minute hand number by 5, 9 times 5 is 45. So the time on this clock is 10:45. The hour hand has gone past 10, and the minute hand is on the 9, and 9 times 5 is 45. So we have 10:45 here and 10:45 here. So the two clocks showing the same time are these two clocks here. Complete the table. So we need to match the time in words and the digital time using 24-hour clock. So the example they've given us is 7:15 in the evening. So a quarter of an hour is 15 minutes, because 1/4 of 60 is 15, and there are 60 minutes in an hour. So a quarter past is 15 minutes past. Now we have 7 in the evening, and that's 19, because if it's in the evening, it's a PM time, and we change PM times into 24-hour times by adding 12, and 7 plus 12 is 19. So that gives us 19:15 in 24-hour clock time. Now we have 10 past 11 at night, so that's 11:10 PM. The hour is 11, and 10 past means 10 minutes past that. But that's a PM time, and we need to use a 24-hour clock time. Remember, to make a time that's PM 24-hour, we can add 12 to the hour, and 11 plus 12 is 23. So we need to write this as 23:10. Now we have 0650. So that's 6:50 AM or 6:50 in the morning. Now 6:50 is 10 minutes to 7 o'clock, because remember, when you get 60 minutes, you go to the next hour, and 50 minutes is 10 minutes before that. So we can say that it's 10 to 7 in the morning, because it's 10 minutes to 7 o'clock, and this 0 tells us that it's an AM time, it's in the morning. In fact, it's not just a 0, it's any number less than 12, tells us that we have a time in the morning. There are 22 people on the bus. At the bus stop, 8 people get off and 5 get on. How many are on the bus now? So we start with 22 people, and if 8 get off, that will be 8 less than 22. So 22 minus 8 is 14, but then 5 get on, so that will be 5 more people on the bus, and 14 plus 5 is 19, so 19 people are on the bus now. Now 28 people can sit on the bus. 2 people can sit on each seat. How many seats are there? So here we know the total, and we know the number on each. So when you're given the total and you see the word each in a question, that's a big clue that you need to divide. So we can divide 28 by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, 8 divided by 2 is 4, so that means there are 14 seats. And that makes sense, because if there are 14 seats, and 2 people can sit on each seat, we can multiply 14 by 2 to get 28, and that's the number of people that can sit in the bus altogether. Jack ate half the cherries on the plate. These are the cherries that were left. How many cherries were on Jack's plate before he ate half of them? So we can see that there are 10 cherries on the plate, but he ate half, so that means 10 cherries were eaten. 10 plus 10 is 20, so 20 cherries were on the plate before he ate half of them. So he started with 20 cherries, Then he ate half, and half of 20, or 20 divided by 2, is 10. So he ate 10 cherries, and that's why we have 10 cherries left on the plate. Because if he started with 20 and ate 10, that means that 10 cherries will be left, and we have 10 cherries on the plate here. Dan buys a toy that costs 60 pence. He pays the 60 pence with 3 coins. Circle 3 coins that he could use. So we could have 50 pence and then the 2 5-pence coins, because 50 plus 5 plus 5 is 60. Now there is another possible answer for this question. He could use all 3 of the 20 pence coins, because 20 plus 20 plus 20, or 3 times 20, is 60 as well. A shop sells postcards in packs of 6 and packs of 8. Alan bought 4 packs of 8 cards. How many cards did he get? So he bought 4 packs of 8 cards. So to find how many cards that is, we need to work out 4 times 8. So that's 32 cards. Now Sharon bought some packs of 6 cards. Altogether, she has 30 cards. How many packs of 6 did she buy? Well, 1 pack is 6 cards. So if she buys another pack, that will be 12 cards altogether, because 6 plus 6 is 12. Another pack will make 18 cards altogether. Another pack will be 24. And then if she buys a 5th pack, that will be 30 cards altogether. And what we're really doing here is dividing 30 by 6. We know that we're dividing because they've given us the total number of cards that she has altogether. And she's told us how many cards there are in each pack. So if we know the total and we know how many are in each, or how many are in one, we can divide to find our answer. And 30 divided by 6 is 5, so she buys 5 packs. Circle the time that is 30 minutes before midnight. So some of these times are AM times and others are PM. And if it's 30 minutes before midnight, that will be a time in the evening. So we need a PM time. Now 30 minutes before midnight is 30 minutes before 12 o'clock. So if we subtract 30 minutes from 12 o'clock, that's 11:30, because there are 60 minutes in an hour, and 60 minus 30 is 30. So we need 11:30 p.m. Circle the number that is closest to 700. First, we have 750, so that's 50 more than 700. Now 72, that's not close to 700 at all. 651 is 49 less than 700. That's because if we work out 700 minus 651, we'll get 49. Or we might know or be able to work out that 51 and 49 make a number bond to 100. So if 51 and 49 make an extra 100, that means that rather than 6 in our hundreds, we will have 700. Now 69 is not close to 700, and 770 is 70 more. So we're looking for the number with the smallest difference, and 49 is less than 50 or 70, so our answer is 651.